Show We Do, Beautiful Black Men Rising Part 2, excuse me. For the last 25 years, been out here dealing with brothers, and one of the things that I'm hearing a lot is brothers say I don't deal with emotions. I'm not emotional. I'm intellect. I use the mind, and that's cool. But what we want to do with the Akoma House Initiative and Akoma Day is create balance, because we don't want to be too intellectual and we don't want to be too emotional. We want to be balanced. Now, actually, this looking down on emotions in men is really coming from our enslavement conditioning and this misogynistic principle. Back in the day, we were not allowed to show emotions during the enslavement process. Enslaved Africans were beaten by the enslavers and told, if you have to show emotion, you have to put your face in a laugh box. Many people have seen those pictures, etc. And so it began to create an emotionless type of individual. Also, misogynistically, the enslavers knew that the left hand and the right hand is orientated on the body in the X. Is why we did this. So the left hand is connected to the right brain. The right brain is really dealing with the feminine aspects of men, the spirituality, the artistic nature of man. And so they would stop us from using our left hand. And it even goes forward to today where people say pardon the left, or you coming way out of left field when you're talking something that is abstract. And that misogynistic principle is played out today. So a lot of brothers in their relationships, when they come to us, counseling and stuff like that, the sisters complain about, he's saying I'm being too emotional. But also, you could be being too mental. It's not being so rigid, because the truth of the matter, I know the metal netter and the glyphs and the statues are stiff and rigid, but African culture is supposed to be fly, yo. It's supposed to be alive, and it's supposed to be balanced. The conundrum that we having as men is, in order to be fully integrated men, we got to be emotional, but at the same time, our conditioning and our misogynistic thinking is making us say that being emotional is soft, and so we can't be men. And I always ask brothers, sex, if I took the emotional feeling out of sex and just made it a mental exercise, would you really still get down with it? Would you really still reach that peak the way you're reaching it? I think not, and I think you know that. And so I just want to say to the men that balance is what we're going for here. Balance is what we're going for here. We have to have the full expression of our positive and negative emotions. And speaking about sex, my last thought is that because we don't have other references of pleasurable emotion anywhere else, we're obsessing over the sexuality at our sexual expression. And so this is why we get caught up chasing that thing everywhere. And even when we're in the act, so many women complain about premature ejaculation because men can't hold that sexual pleasure because they don't get that kind of pleasure anywhere else. Now, I contend there is no other kind of pleasure like that, but my point is that if you was receiving pleasurable experiences fully integrated through your life, that one experience wouldn't be over in 5 to 2 minutes, 2 to 5 minutes. So on that note, part 3, we're going to deal with some real practical examples that you can use. Exercises, initiations is what the Akoma House Initiative is about. We don't just talk the talk, we walk the walk. We give you real practical things that you could do today to impact the quality of your life. And on part 3, that's what we're going to do. Until I greet you next time, I leave you in peace. Hotep.